What's up, everyone? This is Kenny here from Property Stories. So today we're going to talk about something that is very popular these days. We call them the mortgage brokers. So we're going to cover a few topics like I have my notes here. Who are they? What do they do? How they make money, and whether they are licensed or not, or regulated or not. How you can actually be a broker. Anybody can be a broker, and also what the FAQs I got. Some of frequently asked questions when I actually introduce myself. I say I'm a mortgage broker. So what does the public usually ask me? Okay, so we start with the first one. What is it? So they are actually freelancers. They are intermediary between you and the bank. So you'll be asking me, hey Kenny, why need intermediary? Why not I just submit to the bank? Yes, you can do that, and use your right to do that. Why you actually submit to intermediary is because that this broker is supposed to compare the best, not just rates, the best bank for your profile. For example, let's just say your TSR is high, your commitment is high, which bank can approve? Then the broker will advise accordingly. Okay, after seeing your profile, not just talking about the lowest rate. We are not talking about the lowest rate here. Or you meet a property, let's just say more than 10 years, still no title. What bank can go to? What kind of rates can get? These are the job of a broker. Instead of you going to any banks and then bang your head on the wall with the bank one by one, you pass to this person called a mortgage broker. Okay? So who are these people? Are they regulated? No, they are not. I'm not in the typical sense. Let me just give you an illustration. The real estate negotiators out there or real estate agent is regulated, right? You know their rent numbers, right? They've got rent numbers and then they are tied to a company. Okay? But a broker has known to have this kind of regulation. The regulation, the license is only to the agency. Okay? Agency. The agency does not need to hire a broker. Yes, real estate agents, right? You see the rent number, means they're tied to a company. Technically, their contract is with the company, okay? So if any cases that come, buy, rent, sell, any transaction that the real estate agent do, so since now you contracted the company, right? You have to go through that company. Of course, that company will take a cut. Okay? Same as the mortgage broker. But the only difference is that, remember I mentioned at the start, the broker company, the mortgage broking company, no need to hire staff. No need to contract any staff. That is why you don't see a special registration number like the rent number for mortgage broker. Technically, anybody can be a mortgage broker. That's what it means. Okay? So today, for example, let's just say I get a case from you. I can choose any agency I want. Any. I don't have to tie to one agency. Any agency with the banks that I want is good. And again, I want to tell you also that not all banks are actually give outsource license. Okay? But we'll come to that later. But for now, this is what it means. The regulation, the licensing is only for the agency. And you can't just check the agency whether it's licensed or not, like you do for real estate agent. Okay? Real estate agency doesn't exist. They don't have the kind of directory for outsourced mortgage brokers or outsourced loan consultants, whatever you want to call them. Okay? We're talking about mortgage brokers, which is very popular now. And yes, it's licensed, but it's an agency. Next up is like what they do. Of course, like I mentioned just at the start, is that they liaise with the banks for you. They will take your profile and analyze, and then choose the most suitable bank that is according to your profile, what you want to buy. Okay? Sometimes some banks, they don't finance their project. Sometimes some banks, they finance, but their margin they cut. So you let the broker actually handle all this headache for you. Or the value. If you go to sub-sale, value maybe cannot get, but the broker maybe knows, can get a banker who can help you to mark up the value. Okay? And also, the most common one, more than 10 years got no title. Which bank can do? The broker will be able to help you with this. That's what they do. And then they will also follow up with you for the loan until it's disbursed. Of course, if you're talking about under construction, sometimes 1 year later, don't that one, of course, don't have lah. But if it's a sub-sale, maybe 6 months or even 3 months down the road, they will help you to follow up to make sure that the loan is disbursed on time. Okay? Or if there's any inquiry regarding your loan, you can ask the broker. You don't have to go to the bank, ask the broker. Okay? Of course, the broker is only human. They only represent the bank. They may not know everything. but they can at least advise you which part of the process it is and what you should do. And if it's necessary, they will ask you to contact the bank. Remember, the bank does not deal with any third party, only the borrower. So you have to contact the bank. Nobody can do that for you. Not even your lawyer, your agent, nobody, only you. So moving on, you'll be asking, hey Kenny, why you need this kind of people? Why you need intermediary for what? I can submit direct to my own bank. True. If you want to submit own bank, nobody can stop you. You can submit to 10 banks, up to you. And you must remember, when you submit 10 banks, the banker can see the secrets, right? So when the banker sees the secrets, got 10 applications, you think what the banker will do? Okay, thank you, sir. Put aside. Okay, then you chase. You say, hey, got any status? Hello, my loan got any status? The banker say, yeah, we're chasing, but actually put aside. We'll ask you whether you already accepted any other offer or not. Of course, if you know the rates are competitive and the thing can approve and your case is still forward, the banker just submit, just make up the numbers. But what I'm trying to say here is that why go through the hassle? Okay, you want to deal with just one person or 5 bankers or 3 bankers. Normally it's 3. People apply 3. People apply more than 3. Usually first timers, I don't know. So they apply 3. So why? Why you want to deal with so many people? Like imagine if today you submit to 10 banks. You want to deal with 10 bankers. Every banker will ask you the same. Fill in form, sign. Fill in form, sign. Not tired, meh? Deal with 1% enough, lor. So that's why you choose a broker. The same goes for your agent, This one actually, the hassle-free is more for the agent. When the agent, like property agent, they're selling the property, usually is under construction. They need to fast. So if you don't have place booking, I need to focus next. Imagine you already place booking, I still need to focus up, follow on the loan. Agents are headache one. They got too many things to follow up, too many things to do already. So what they want to do is to focus on selling. Okay, the loan is to pass with people like me, like a mortgage broker. That is what they want to do. So that's why it's less hassle for all parties, including yourself. It is also a done for you solution. It get you the best according to your profile, because we have to go through your profile before submission. Okay, so of course the best promotions, the best rates, this is what a broker will do. Okay, and if let's just say it's rejected, the banker will let the broker know, or the banker let you know. Sometimes you do not understand why is it rejected. So this is where the broker come in. Okay, the broker will say, okay, this is why it's rejected. This is what you can do. Then you can submit when it will advise you. That's it. Okay, so you need to go back and do your work. Basically, this is a done for you solution. Hassle free, and it's free all the time. Yes, these services is all the time. Most of the time, not all the time. Most of the time it's free. Unless, of course, they are something like advisory, then they charge. Okay, which I do, but I don't now. But I used to charge for advisory, where they just want to check whether they can get the loan or not. They're not submitting. They just want to check whether this profile can they get that loan amount. So I did a few cases where most of the cases are 2 cases where the loan amount is more than 2 million. So they are not sure whether they can get in. So they come to me, and those services I do charge, okay? Because there's no submission involved. At the moment, I'm stopping the service at the moment. So let's get back to the video. When should you get these kind of people, this mortgage broker, to handle your loan? When? Before you place a booking, you also can find them. If you know, you can find them, okay? Ask them their advice on how to calculate your loan, how to make sure that it's repeated. Most of the time, right, a good agent, a good property agent, especially those who are handling sub-sales, you know what they'll do? They will pass your contact to a banker to call you to screen before you even go viewing. That is very common, especially when you are dealing with mass market. If you are dealing with a property 2-3 million high end, that one no problem. They have their own banker, so they are very confident on when they say they can pass, means they can pass. If you cannot pass, they have other ways to settle. So you have to be discreet, or just knowing that this, as an agent, right, you need to know. If you are dealing with high end 2 million, 3 million kind of property, you don't need it. You don't need bankers. They won't usually have their own bankers. Even if you are dealing under con, they usually have their own bankers. normally it's a mass market. I would say less than 2 million. Less than 2 million, they will still need bankers. Especially 1 million now is nothing. One lender household easily 1 million. But not many people can afford these days. Okay, I think I digress off the tangent, but we'll talk about it later. What is the most important that you need to remember is that when you should look for a broker is when you want to buy a house, you start looking for a broker. Okay, ask for the broker the advice how to calculate your loan eligibility, how to see how much loan can you get. That's what you can do. And then you start looking for a house. Or if you want to go and look for a house, you call the agent, right? The agent will refer you to a broker, will refer you to a banker, or refer you to a broker. I think your broker will be easier because you can actually get all the banks together. Okay? The next one, usually I see people look for brokers after they get rejected. This one, the agent will look. The agent will start, hey, Kenny, oh, my customer loan get rejected. Yeah, can you review and see whether it can save or not? That is what I'll usually get. Okay? When I first start, it's harder, but when they rejected, then they will come back. Or customers also will come. Kenny, bank reject this loan. Can you come and take a look at my case, see whether you can help or not? Yeah, they do. And one more thing that you should look for a broker is when you want to do refinancing or debt consolidation. Most of the time, your agent, don't go back to your agent. We don't go back to the agent because the agent is buy, sell, rent, right? And you go back to the agent also, your agent will not be able to refer you to the bankers. Okay? Remember, your bankers also need to settle their buy, rent, sell. So what you can do, if you want to refinance and debt consolidate, you look for a broker. Why? Because the broker can advise you, and most importantly, right, to see what's the value of your property at the moment. You need to know the value of your property to know whether it's refinance is worth it or not, right? So just go and look for a broker. It makes life easier for you. So next up is, how does this engagement work? Okay, mortgage broker work. You know, when agent, you just pass to them the photos, you just pass to them the details of your property, then they list it, right? Brokers are the same thing. You just pass the document and they settle for you. Okay? And there's no charges. Agents also same, right? No charges, right? Sell your property. If you sell a property for you, no charges, right? Or you want to buy a property, they don't charge you, right? Only when upon successful, then they charge you. Brokers are also the same thing. So the next one, it comes to how it works. So if you want to engage a broker for your loan, it's usually free. They advise you, and then they submit for you, and then you sign with them. All these are free, usually. So again, this is actually a non-regulated, and also these people, the mortgage broker, are technically self-employed, and there's no regulation tell them how to do their business. No, there's no such thing. So sometimes you will see brokers, they may charge you. Depends on what you want. Like I did myself. Like I mentioned in the earlier past video, I did charge a customer who did not do submission, but they just want to know how much loan they can get or whether they can afford it. That's it. Or some of the guidelines of the banks based on their personal profile at the moment. So yes, I do charge for that, but I do not offer those services anymore. Okay? So in general, everything is free. So even including myself, right, the videos you're watching here, all these are free. I share with you everything for free. Okay? I do have refinance and debt consolidation services in the description down below. And in the future, I may open some services for buy, sell, rent, but most likely I'll be working with agents. So for consumers, direct consumers, I'll prefer to work on refinance and debt console cases. Okay? But how outside there the market usually happens is like this. They will take the cases, then they do submission and everything for you, right? Then they will sell you insurance. You know your MLTA, that is what they will sell you. They are actually insurance agent. Most of them are insurance agent. They have an insurance agent license to sell you insurance. That is how they earn their money. Okay? Because under construction, okay, you buy property under con or sub-sales, you still need insurance, right, to cover. That's why when your insurance is covered minimal, they will ask the banker, I want to sell MLTA to this customer, so please cover minimum. That is what the banker will do. Banker will process for them and cover minimum. Then how they close is usually sell you MLTA or MRTT. when you buy already, you sell, want to upgrade, you have to burn. But you buy MLTA, you buy MLTT with me or Takafu with me, it follows you. So the next time you can money buy any property and top up, which is true. That is what they do. So the broker has to sell you insurance. Even, let's just say, okay, if it's under construction or sub-sale, then the broker can also earn from their referral partners. Yes, referral partners here means banks, means sometimes lawyers, sometimes renovation fees. They recommend you. Referral partners means they recommend you stuff, then they earn some commissions from there. Of course, the money has to come from somewhere, right? Nothing is free, right? So please don't be so naive to think that everything is free. Nothing is free. Okay? The money has to come from somewhere. Everyone has bills to pay. So this is how they pay their bills. The last part, we come to some of the frequently asked questions I get. First one, very obvious. Is my personal information and documents safe with this broker since they are not regulated? I cannot say yes or no. It's the same thing when you actually buy a property or then you ask the bank agent to settle. You email the agent all the documents, right? Don't tell me you go and do hard copy and pass. All of you don't bullshit. Nowadays, even the banks also, they allow you to download the app and then take photo of your documents to submit. Nowadays, a lot of things is electronic already. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that it's up to you. It's the same thing. Everything has a risk. Even recently, you can see the government also getting hacked left, right, center. So nothing is safe. But you can take precaution. That is why I always emphasize. You always emphasize taking precaution. Okay. So how do you take precaution? If you are buying a house, you trust the agent, right? Of course, you have to trust the agent. The agent also has an interest to make sure the transaction is smooth. They don't get commission. Okay? So they will recommend to you the broker that they can work with. So you pass to them. Or if you know your friends or what, you can just ask them to settle for you. Apply the loan with them. Your friends who are working for the bank, mortgage broker or what. Mortgage banker. Okay? But for me, frankly speaking, I don't want to do for friends because friends, I don't expect them to take from me. And my target is running. I'm a salesperson first. So my target comes first. So today, I work for the bank. Let's just say my rate is 4.0 and then you can find something 3.9 out there for my competitor. How can I force you to take from me? So I straight away tell them, you go to which bank and you go yourself you find yourself. Okay? So what I'm trying to say here is that, do you trust a person? If you trust a person, then go ahead. Like, if you know me from somewhere, you know me from my videos, you've been following me. If you feel that you can trust me, then we can do business. If you feel you cannot trust me, no problem. Find someone else. Okay? That is all entirely up to you. You are the consumer. Choose. Okay? Next question. So next question sounds like this. Do you need to pay for their services? Yeah, a lot of people ask. I explained just now. Most of their services is done for free. Okay? However, they will upsell you, and most common is insurance. Yes, you may not take the MLTA or MLTT, but you can take the medical card, right? It's not necessary to fork out like so much crazy, like you're already paying 2,500 for your house, then suddenly every month you need to pay 400 insurance. It won't last. This kind of policy, like 1 year relapse, I tell you. And it doesn't look good on the agent. The insurance agent can get clawback and get disciplinary penalty. So they don't want this kind of cases. If you cannot afford, it's okay. Nobody can force you. But what you can do is that maybe you get a PA, this is 1 year, maybe 100 ringgit, or medical card, 1 month, 100 ringgit, something like this. Something you can afford. It's also counted. Or if you don't take at that time when signing an LO, after reviewing, then you take something down the road, who knows, okay? It's possible. Okay, and also, when I mentioned most common is insurance, some of the banks do pay commission. Here again, I mentioned some because not all banks do that. And it's very little banks that actually pay direct commission, okay, for broker, for loan. So, the broker may actually recommend you some renovation services, some other services that you need, internet, and maybe get a cut from that. Who knows? Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that they will definitely be an upsell because that's how they pay the bills. But at the start, everything is free. Okay. Number 3, is it compulsory to buy insurance to get the housing loan approved? Okay, this question I get also quite often. I have a friend who engaged a broker, then gave me a call, said, the broker said I must take the MLTA from him or her. If not, the housing loan cannot approve. Is there such thing? No, the answer no. No such thing. They purposely tell you this because they don't want you to run away they don't want to go back empty-handed MLTA, MLTT. These are life insurance. This is where they earn most of their commissions. Okay, so that's why they tell you this. It's actually a lie. Without the insurance, the mortgage insurance, your housing loan can be approved because the rate is higher and most of the bank and the bankers don't want to do that. So I hope I've answered the questions. These 3 questions are the most common I usually get. If you have any more questions you about this mortgage broker, you can actually leave your comment or your questions down below. I'll appreciate it. It helps the algorithm. If you feel that it's more personal, you want to email me, you can email me. I'll do my best to take as many questions as I can and answer as I can. Okay, I cannot promise you. And if you need our services, refinance or debt consultation, please fill in the Google form down below. I'll see you again in the next video. This is Kenny here from Property Stories. Bye-bye.